Let me tell you something.
Cole is spitting. Dirk is spitting. Jesus, that song is dope.
My guy Bootleg Kev said something a couple of days ago. He said that Lil Durk has never had a hit. That's what he said. He said Lil Durk has never had a hit, like a traditional radio hit, like how Little Babies had a lot of radio hits and stuff like that.
Well, yeah. Well, Durk has This Is What They Want. They had the record with Drake, but go ahead.
That was Drake's record. This is actually Durk's record. That's going to be a hit.
Oh, that's a hit.
That Durk and Cole going to go.
Oh, My Life is crazy.
That's hard.
That's crazy.
That's
They both
hard.
spitting.
Drop on the clues bombs for Lil Durk then. That's hard.
And J. Cole. J. Cole went off in that.
Of course he did.
Don't say of course he did.
I mean, of course he did. It's J. Cole.
Jesus.
He did snap, though. J. Cole said a lot of things that we've said a lot. You know, especially about rappers when nobody knows these kids. You don't hear about them until they die. And we shouldn't, and I've said that a million times, like I don't want to hear about you in Rumor Report if we never even played your music.
That's the first time you heard about you.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get in some front page news. Good morning, Tez. How you feeling?
Good morning. Happy Friday, Charlamagne the God, DJ Envy, and gorgeous Claudia Jordan. Good morning.
What's up, Hood Whisperer?
All right. Well, let's get into it. We ain't got much time. I just want to tell you guys again, the 76ers beat the Celtics beat the 76ers 95-86, and the Nuggets washed the Suns 125-100, sent the Suns home.
Ebony K. Williams would be proud of Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant is not a bus driver. Okay, Charles Barkley told us this last year, and folks got mad, but the reality is KD has not proven that he can lead a team to success. He's been he's a bus rider.
Jesus.
He's a bus rider?
That's what Charles Barkley said, and it seems like that.
Kevin Durant gets busy. I don't think he had enough time to click with that team. He was injured when he first came to that team. I think Kevin Durant's one of the best players in the NBA.
What happened with the Nets then?
A little inconsistent.
He didn't have nobody. Kyrie Irving wasn't
Here
there.
Here we go.
Then
all right,
James Harden left.
I'm not talking to you.
Then Ben Simmons didn't play.
I'm
like, he didn't get a fair shot.
Oh, my God.
He did have Kyrie for some of the season, though.
He didn't have a fair shot. And when he had Kyrie, they was
did.
You're right, C-Murder. I can't even believe Envy let that come out of his mouth, but okay.
But he was inconsistent, though.
He didn't have a fair shot,
Him
though.
and Kyrie Irving got swept by the Boston Celtics last year together in the second round.
But they never
first
played.
round.
It was the first round.
First round
They
last
hardly
year.
played with each other.
Man, stop.
It's
Knock
the
it
truth.
Off. Knock it
A lot
off.
of inconsistencies from both of them.
Yeah, but they didn't have a fair shot or actually playing with each other.
Could you stop?
No.
You got to stop.
Teslin, good morning.
Good morning.
Now, let's talk about Jordan Neely. Now, the man that choked him is facing charges now?
Yes, he is. Nearly 2 weeks after Daniel Perry used a fatal chokehold to restrain Jordan Neely on the floor of a New York City subway car, Penny will face criminal charges. Penny will be arrested and charged for killing Jordan Neely, a 30-year-old black man experiencing homelessness and mental health problems after he had been shouting on board the subway. And the 24-year-old white U.S. Marine Corps veteran will face a charge of secondary manslaughter, which could carry a jail term up to 15 years. Now, attorneys for Penny said that their client, along with the other two riders who helped restrain Neely, acted in self-defense. So we've been watching this story, covering the story like most folks have, and we saw a lot of protesters who were out, demanding justice, and it looked like, that's what is about to happen.
Yeah, that's what we said it would be. We said it would be manslaughter. If he got charged at all, we said it would be manslaughter.
But the people who helped hold him down, self-defense, are you serious?
Yeah, how do you get a self-defense
That sounds
charge?
nuts. The people who held his arms down while he's being choked. Self-defense for them. I don't think so.
Yeah, how do you even come to that conclusion? If one person that's choking him out gets manslaughter, how did the two people that's helping him get self-defense? That don't make any sense.
Well, the attorney is still going to argue self-defense. So the charge versus what the attorney is going to argue are two totally different things. So expect them to say, no, Penny was self-defense as well. But I understand what you guys are saying, which is what about, getting the other folks arrested as well? I'm curious, though. Are there any cameras on any of the subways in New York?
Not on the trains. I don't ever see. Well, when I was on the train, I don't think there are, because we would see more crimes and more things happening. But I will say this: it seems like they charged that gentleman just to kind of make the public be quiet. Because why would they charge one and not the other two? It just seems like they charged it just to make the public be quiet, and that guy just walk away with he'll plea out to something small.
There's got to be an accessory to manslaughter charge, right?
Yeah, because if there's one manslaughter, wouldn't it be three? All three of them, because they all participated in what happened, right?
That feels like that's setting it up to give the other guy a self-defense out. The aggressor.
But everybody protesting, the city's upset. It's like, okay, we charge him, and then you see it just, okay, we'll plea out to something small. He won't. I don't think he'll get any time or anything like that. That's what it seems like. But
they're setting it up.
All right. Well, Tez, we'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Absolutely.
All right, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up right now. You know what I can't stand, guys? I cannot stand going to Stop and Shop or Walmart or Target and they don't have bags anymore. That ish irks the F out of me.
They do have bags. You just got to pay for them. Stop being cheap.
No, but I do pay for them the first time, and then I forget them at home, and then
So you gotta buy some more.
And then you got to buy some more. Then on my way home, my wife says pick some things up. Then I don't have them bags in the car. Then I got to pick up some more.
It is annoying. That and the paper straws. I'm over that too.
The paper straws.
Yes. I know it's good for the environment, but I'm over them. I like sea turtles too, but I just don't like the straws.
Jesus.
Go back to using dollar bills and sniff your cocaine. Stop using plastic straws.
800-585-1051 is the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Get it off your chest. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got our special guest co-host, Claudia Jordan, with us this morning. Hello. And let's get in some front page news. Now, let's start off with some quick sports. The Celtics beat the 76ers 95-86. The Nuggets washed the Suns 125-100 and sent them home.
I'm not going to lie. I really wish that game was on TNT because I wanted to hear Charles Barkley talk about Kevin Durant last night. You know what I mean? Because Charles Barkley once said that Kevin Durant is not a bus driver. Okay? Ebony Kid Williams would be proud because last night Kevin Durant proved that he is indeed still not a bus driver. He's just not.
My goodness.
So he's a passenger, not a bus driver.
Yeah, he's a bus rider, and it's fine. You know what I mean? But he just hasn't proven that he can
said he can't lead a team.
He hasn't proven yet that he can lead a team to, ultimate success.
But even if they won, y'all would say he didn't lead the team. Y'all would say that's Devin Booker's team.
No, we wouldn't. Why would we say that?
Because Devin Booker's been on fire.
I don't think we would say that. But
you think people are unfairly mean to him?
Kevin
Katie?
Durant?
Just extra.
No, I don't think so. I just think it's the scrutiny that comes with being an NBA player. Look, after what we've seen LeBron go through the past 20 years, there's no such thing as somebody being mean to an NBA player because didn't nobody get heat like LeBron.
Yeah, but I think with Kevin Durant, I think people are mean to him, and I think they're mean to him.
How are you mean?
Every decision he's
because it seems like he jumped sides. He switched sides to what's better for him, where some players try to run it out. You know what I mean?
Aren't you supposed to do that, though?
No. You're supposed to stick on your team. He went from OKC to the Warriors, then he won with the Warriors, then he went to Brooklyn Nets, then the Brooklyn Nets didn't work, then he jumped to the Phoenix Suns. These are all teams that are supposed to win.
So like an NBA toss-up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Going to different people's tables and stuff.
Which people don't necessarily respect. Like, they respect the days of Jordan staying on the team, Steph Curry and them staying and winning as a team,
That's right.
and Lillard trying to stay on the Portland Trail Blazers, win on that team,
right.
not switching sides.
All right.
But all right, what we got, Teslin Figaro? Good morning.
Good morning. Well, just quickly, Charlamagne, no, Ebony K. Williams would be proud if he was the owner of the team, not riding the bus. So she made that very clear in Real Housewives of New York, by the way. She said, don't date the player, date the owner.
No, she'd be proud he's not a bus driver. That's what Barkley said. He's not a bus driver.
Jesus Christ. Well, where you want to start? You want to start with Biden's approval ratings?
Yeah, let's talk about Biden's approval ratings. The most recent Center for Public Affairs research poll found that Biden's approval rating among Black adults went from 90% after the first month he was in office to 58%. Now, The Root, a Black online publication, asked their experts why Biden's numbers appear to be slipping among Black Americans. One of those experts was Nina Smith. Now, Nina Smith is a political strategist and former senior advisor to Stacey Abrams. And she said that inflation is only one piece of the puzzle. Failure to deliver on key promises like student loan forgiveness has also come to bite Biden. She goes on to say that if you promise to do something, make sure that you deliver on it. She also goes on to say that Democrats can't treat Black voters like their support is guaranteed, and that means that you have to be able to clearly communicate policies and how they affect Black Americans, and that has been a struggle for them thus far. Now, Ohio State professor Hassan Jeffrey said that don't worry about the polls, especially before President Obama has a chance to stump for him again. So folks that don't like that report, take it up with the Democrat leadership that wrote it. I didn't make it up. That's literally what Democrat leadership is saying, which is that they're not doing a good job communicating to Black Americans how this administration has been a positive or successful for them.
Here we go again. Every election cycle is the same thing. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing but run out there and vote for that man in 2024. Knock it off.
And don't fault him for the student loan thing, though, because he did his part. It was the Republicans that fought against that and filed all kind of lawsuits. They stopped.
Right, but the problem with that is, and she even points that out in the article, you have to be honest about folks. In fact, she said, if you have a conversation with a voter, I'm literally quoting from the article, I support student loan forgiveness, but that actually happening may not be possible. So we've talked about this before on the Breakfast Club. just keep it real with people. Don't say you're going to do something and then not, because trying to explain to them civics and how it really works, by that time they've already, forgot. They're already disappointed that it didn't happen. So say I'm going to do my best to do it. I probably won't be able to do it. I know Republican leadership is not going to allow me to do it. And that's always been the disconnect in politics when they're out stumping and trying to get support.
As you say, Tez, they be volunteering lies.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they want to do the right thing.
They do.
Right? But they just know that it's not possible. So why volunteer to lie and tell us that it is?
Right.
Correct.
Now we also got to see Elon Musk. It says he's stepping down.
Yeah, he's stepping down. He has decided that he will no longer be CEO. An unnamed woman will start in about 6 weeks. Several of the Tesla investors were concerned that Musk was too distracted by running Twitter. And so they told him he needs to redirect his attention back to focusing on the vehicle company. Now, we know that he acquired Twitter for about $44 billion in October. And he immediately started firing executives and firing hundreds of employees. He allowed folks who were banned on the platform to come back, and now Twitter is worth $20 billion, less than half of what he paid for it. So bottom line, they told him to go have a seat in a Tesla and get back to work and stay off Twitter playing all day. That's the translation.
He definitely needs to. There was a lot of cars that he promised that was supposed to come out. I know there was supposed to be the Tesla pickup truck that a lot of people put money down on, and even those 18-wheelers, those trucks that was supposed to be all electric, that's supposed to, do the self-driving, which supposed to make it safer for drivers. A lot of people put money down on those too, and they were supposed to come out years ago, and they haven't came. I mean, he got my $100 on 2 of those, so I need my stuff.
Is this a real woman though, or is it gonna be some Chat GPT AI woman?
Right, that's what I thought.
No, seriously, is it gonna be a real woman?
Because he's too obsessed with Twitter. I don't think he'd want to step down. I think he'd find a way out of that.
Yeah, I think he'll still be running it somehow, some way. And what's that on your face, bro?
Oh, this is my anchor. So I had my chain up around my face.
Oh.
Elon got mad weird, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like he's.
Oh, he said Elon. I thought you said Charlamagne got mad.
Was he not weird?
Yeah, he was
I
always
didn't know
weird.
He was this bad though.
No, he was always this weird. He was always this weird.
I thought he was a little bit better than this.
I never paid him no attention, to be honest with you. I knew who he was, but I guess Twitter made him. Twitter's like anything else, right? When you see these people get on social media and they start showcasing more of their personality, you be like, "Damn, this dude corny."
Yeah.
You know?
The blue check thing was super whack. What he did.
Oh, horrible.
Come on.
What's whacker is people that paid for it.
Yes.
Right.
All right. Well, that is your front page news. Thank you, Tesla Figaro. What you doing for the weekend?
Nothing. I'm going to sit here and curate news and be ready for the front page news on Monday.
Okay. And make sure you subscribe to the Straight Shot No Chaser podcast from Tez and Figaro on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network. Tez breaks down everything she talked about during the week here on Front Page News. She breaks down in depth on her podcast. So make sure you subscribe to that wherever you subscribe to podcasts.
That's right. All right.
Absolutely.
When we come back, Tammy and Kirk Franklin will be joining us. We're going to kick it with them, so don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.